Hello, my beautiful friends. I hope you're doing amazing. Today we are going to be talking about all about the new Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 palette, if that's something you'd be interested in. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Audrey. Thank you so much for being here. Please consider subscribing down below before you leave. We talk about makeup over here. I'm just a mom who loves makeup, and that's what we do. And if you're returning, hi, hello, welcome. I love and appreciate you, and let's get started. Couple things I forget to say sometimes. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload future videos. I try to post 3 times a week, and I post a short every single day. You should check those out. And if you're interested in anything that is on my face, everything is always linked down in the description box. Some of those links are affiliate links. If you choose to shop through them, I get a small commission, but that just goes right back into my channel, purchasing makeup to review for you guys. So, all right, Patrick Ta, Major Dimension 3. I'm so excited. So we're going to do first impressions, comparisons. I did some swatches. I'll insert some photos. It's going to be a good time. So this is the palette. I am so excited, if you couldn't tell. I just got mine in the mail. It came today, literally today. So, yeah, this is his Major Dimension 3 matte eyeshadow palette. I am wearing it on my eyes today. So, all right, packaging wise, I am in love with the packaging. This is my favorite packaging from the 3 palettes that he's released so far. So the first one, this is the first one for the eyes, the very first Major Dimension palette. It's a warm toned, gorgeous palette. With shimmers and mattes, a mix of both. But the front is like that very shiny, reflective packaging, and it catches fingerprints like crazy. It gets dirty. This is the Major Dimension 2, absolutely beautiful, more of a rosy toned with shimmers and mattes, the 2 creams in every palette. And it's got like a pink rim around the outside, but it still has that really reflective packaging, and it catches fingerprints like crazy. The third one, I don't know if he made them all different on purpose or if he's actually listening to people when we say we don't like the fingerprint situation, because this is like all like a matte pink, a light pink, and it doesn't catch fingerprints, and it's the all matte one. So I think that's super cool. I wonder if, he'll release more products that have this kind of feel and look that doesn't hold fingerprints like crazy. I'm really loving this. That's super awesome. They're all 3 different, so maybe he meant to make them all 3 different, but yeah, there's that. I use this today. We will go through my full thoughts at the end of the comparisons and all that, but I did use this today. It was a dream to use. The mattes are very pigmented. So, and there's a ton of kick up in the pan. So if you don't like a lot of kick up and you're not super into really pigmented colors, I would say maybe skip this because it's super pigmented. They're like on first application, bam, in your face pigment, which I love. I love that. I am not a huge fan of having to build and build and build and build. That's just me personally. That's just me. That might be you. So I loved using this today. I use the warm tones because I'm really feeling fall, and I want fall. I want cooler weather. So I just primarily stayed with this row right here and went in with this super bright white. I love this, but it's not white. It's like a super bright off-white color that pairs perfectly with the warm and cool tones in this palette. I did use this brown cream for like an eyeliner on the top. I think out of the other 3 palettes, I'm going to get the least amount of use out of these creams, because with the other palettes, I've been liking, I'll set that cream base down and then use the shadows on top. But unless you want like a really deep look, I wouldn't use these 2 creams as a base for eyeshadow. I mean, if you want a super smoky black eye, yes, that one, this black is going to be perfect for that. And there's a time and a place for that. I just think with The other ones, the creams were just a little bit lighter, a little bit more user-friendly. These are going to be perfect for eyeliners. So if you are into that cream eyeliner wing look, these are going to be great for that. So that's just my thoughts on that. I absolutely love the mattes in here. Super gorgeous. I love that there's a mix of warm and cool tones. I am just a huge fan of his matte formula too. Like I said, the punchiness, super great. Really enjoying it. So let's talk about comparisons. I swatched them. I swatched the new Major Dimension 3, the Major Mattes palette, against the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes and the Natasha Denona Biba palette. So I compared the new Major Mattes to both of these. Let's talk about the Master Mattes first. So I'll put that picture on the screen and kind of walk you through it. So I tried to put the colors that, were correlating next to each other. And I'm not, I would consider myself kind of new at swatching. So I really tried my best to get the colors that were the same next to each other. But with the Makeup by Mario, you're going to miss out on the cool tone browns that are in the Patrick Ta palette. So there's that. But there is a ton of similar colors in the Makeup by Mario, and they both have 12 shadows. But the Makeup by Mario doesn't have the cream shadows. So, they're not exactly the same, but they're super, super similar. Super similar. The Makeup by Mario's formula is definitely more of a build up the color, though. I had to go in a few more times to make those swatches as opaque as the Patrick Ta. So I would say they're a little bit more user friendly. Makeup by Mario, I think most of his makeup line is super duper user friendly. So these are much more buildable, not as super pigmented on the first go compared to Patrick Ta. But so there's the palettes side by side, so you can see so you can see them side by side. Make sure they're both in the frame. But we have the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes and the Patrick Ta Major Dimension Matte Eyeshadow Palette. Okay, next I swatched the Patrick Ta next to the Natasha Denona Biba palette. And I'll pop that photo on the screen as well. So the Natasha Denona has 15 shades where the Patrick Ta only has the 12. And Patrick Ta does have the creams where Natasha Denona doesn't have any creams, but Natasha Denona has 3 shimmers. So you get the same amount of mattes. You get 12 mattes, kind of. With the creams, there's 12. So there's just a little bit more with the Natasha Denona. You get a little bit more variety, a little bit more color difference, and then the shimmers. So, but there is quite a big price range. I think the Natasha Denona is $129, where the Patrick Ta mattes is only $70. So the difference in price versus, you get a few more eyeshadows with the Natasha Denona. Same kind of deal. The shades are super similar, but a little bit different. The Natasha Denona has gray, like gray, whereas the Patrick Ta has more, they're like cool tone browns. They're not gray. They're cool tone browns. The Patrick Ta is just more brown, cohesive, whereas like Natasha Denona feels like it's got grays and it's got some mustard, it's got some browns, and then the shimmers are absolutely gorgeous in the Natasha Denona. So there we have those two right next to each other. Make sure they're in focus. 2 creams in this one, no creams in this one, but shimmers in this one. 3 different shimmer shades that are absolutely gorgeous. And then all matte over here. So there's that. I should have, didn't even think about it, but as I was opening the Patrick Ta for the eyes, the original, mine's a little dirty. I love this palette. And I did not swatch the colors next to each other, but those mattes in here, like super similar. That bottom row of mattes with the that top row of mattes in the new Master Mattes. But that's the only similarity, is those matte colors. Okay, so those are the comparison swatches that I did, and then a little bit of a comparison to that last Patrick Ta palette. Now, final thoughts, my conclusion on this. If you have the original Patrick Ta for the eyes, major dimension eyeshadow palette, the very first one that he came out with, and I heard a rumor that some people had mold in their palettes, but my palette still looks really good. Not bad, not bad. And I really like his shimmer formula. It's more of a topper, not super intense metallic. But if you have this one and you love these warm tones and you're not going to miss out on the cool tone browns, I would say you don't need this. Just keep using and loving this. The Makeup by Mario. If you have the Makeup by Mario already and you, same kind of thing, if you just want warm tone neutrals and you're not going to miss out on those cool tone browns, I would stick with this one. You don't need this one. Much more of a user-friendly formula. And if you're not going to miss out on those creams, because, you know, I don't feel like the creams, I'm not going to use the creams a ton, but if you do love the creams, then pick this up. But this is a warm toned, almost dupe for the Patrick Ta. So there's just a couple of cool tone shades in the Patrick Ta that you might miss out on, and the creams. So if you have this and you're happy with it and you don't feel like you need those creams or cool toned browns, I would stick with this. You do not need this. The Natasha Denona Biba palette. If you have this and you love this, if you really, really love this, and you have the shimmers and the grays, I mean, I think if you already have this, you don't need this. The cream shadows are just, I mean, for me personally, they aren't enough of a selling point if you already have this, because you can get super similar looks and you have the shimmers. I love shimmer eyeshadows. I'm, other than for this video and to try this palette out, I'm probably always going to use a shimmer shadow on the lid. So if I had to rank them, Natasha Denona would probably be on top of Patrick Ta. Like, because I love this palette so much. So if you have the Biba, you don't necessarily need this unless you really want those creams. But yeah, and the shimmers just win for me. Natasha Denona's shimmers, they win. But I'm super glad that I picked this up. Turns out I'm kind of a completionist and I like to have all of a collection. That's just, turns out I'm like that. I'm learning new things about myself all the time. And yeah, I love it a lot. I'm really glad that I picked it up. If you don't have a full matte palette that is like essential, that you use all the time and you love, this is an incredible formula, super pigmented. I love it a lot. A lot. I love the look that I made. I cannot wait to keep using it. I really want to use those cool tone browns. So yeah, I'm in love with it. It will be in my September speed reviews at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that if my first impressions kind of change. But so far, in love, amazing, incredible. Patrick Ta, love the brand, really, really great. So there we have it. That's my comparisons for you. And yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you already picked this palette up? Do you love it? Are you not into it? Do you already have one of the other ones I mentioned and you're going to skip it? Let me know all the thoughts about that down in the comments. Okay, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. Give this video a thumbs up if you love videos like this, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Real quick, love with the packaging. We will, let's see, just cool toned, warm not warm, what? With the Patrick Ta. the either, so